Now, we take you to KwaZulu-Natal, where the uMthwalume area has been full of police patrolling the area this week. The police hope that the increased visibility will clamp down on the string of murders that has rocked the area. Newsroom Africa's Linda Mnisi joins us live now from that area. Linda, very good morning to you. The troubled area of uMthwalume has seen many in panic and perhaps searching for more answers during the course of the past 2 weeks.
Well, indeed, Paul, many families, as you can imagine, were left on a lurch on Monday when the main suspect committed suicide. And the questions that came from that is that what happens now? What's going to happen now that he's committed suicide and the second suspect has been let go of? Well, at this particular point, we had an opportunity to engage the provincial commissioner, who said that, well, they will not be closing this case. In fact, there are ongoing investigations to try and find more perpetrators, as there's this belief that there could be more people involved in these string of murders. What you're seeing behind me is a number of vehicles from the police's search and rescue unit. They've been patrolling this area, combing through the sugarcane fields in search for more answers and more leads. And we're at one of these sugarcane fields. In fact, you won't be able to see them, Paul, as they've gone into the sugarcane fields. They have sniffer dogs with them. They have, all their team members inside searching for various answers. We've been seeing them throughout the week, making sure that they leave no stone unturned. In fact, others have just arrived here, Paul, with their horses in hopes that they will have more, a beefed up team to look into the sugarcane fields, as they believe that the information that the main suspect gave them could be useful in these investigations. I mean, when I spoke to the provincial commissioner, he did mention that there's a lot of information that they got from him, and that could possibly help them in trying to, nail this case.
As they try and go about the details and follow the leads that will eventually result in the officers nailing the case, we do know that in the past months, around 14 people have been reported missing, and that main suspect, I think, was able to speak to 4 of those cases, which really speaks to the amount of work that still lies ahead.
Indeed, and you can imagine the families of the 14 people that have gone missing are actually quite worried, given the fact that there are quite a number of bodies that are being discovered. We had an opportunity to speak to Caesar's family, Sinzanje Nyimende, who went missing early this month, and they're saying they're quite worried. I mean, this time brings about a lot of fears, and they want to know, because she was one of the people that who took care of the family. She was a breadwinner in the family, and most importantly, they want to know exactly what has happened to her, given the fact that there are quite a number of people that are being discovered, or a number of bodies that are being discovered in the area. They're quite worried at this point, in light of those news. They're saying that if there's any information, they're basically looking everywhere, and they're hoping that even the latest victim, who has yet to be identified, if it is her, then they want to see and identify the body. We also had an opportunity, Paul, to speak to one of the surviving victims of, the rape and the alleged attempted murder that's been going on in the area. And she says, well, she was quite lucky because she pleaded with, the perpetrator to let her go, because she said she lied and said that she had 2 children, when in fact she has 1 child. She says that she had no family, and that her child depended on her. So if he killed her, then her child would not have a mother. So he let her go on those bases. So she really is quite shaken. She's in a place of hiding, saying that she really fears for her life. But it's important that those who have gone through the same thing speak up and perhaps help the police to try and nab the perpetrators in the area.
As you speak about a woman who fears for her life, we know that we've seen this week, Newsroom Africa has had that exclusive interview with the main suspect's mother, who also speaks about fearing for her life and, living more in the bushes as opposed to being in her own house, fearing that she too might be killed.
Indeed, and Paul, it's really a hard time to be a woman here in uMthwalume. Like you mentioned, that case of the suspect's mother, who says she is a religious woman and she didn't think that at this time her son would be accused of such a gruesome murder. She says while she mourns the loss of her child, she also is feeling for the families that were looking for their loved ones and could not find them, only to find them dead. She's quite disappointed and says, well, she's a religious woman and believes that her son might have been, or rather experienced some demonic I don't know what to call it, but she really is distraught at this point, says that maybe Satan overtook him and was led by these evil and demonic spirits that led him to commit such gruesome murders. So it gives you then an indication of what the women are feeling, because she says there's a lot of talk in the town about what the son has done, and she fears that she might be attacked. She says that she's supposed to be under police guard, but police are not looking after her, so she goes to a relative where she hides. So those are the things that are coming out of this community. We're seeing various families come out and say, well, we have a missing person and we don't know at this point what to think, and we don't know where we're going to start looking. But of course the police continue to go through the information that they have and look into these sugarcane fields in search for answers, really, Paul.
Absolutely. Let's leave it there for now. Lindamnisi out in uMthwalume, bringing us live updates, really just assessing the impact of the troubled community.